Folks, welcome back. I have your latest home prices and insights for the City of Toronto for week ending April 13th, 2022. Let me tell you what's happened with us just recently working with buyers and sellers every single day in Toronto. We're working with a move-up buyer. So they have a house to sell and their goal is to buy a bigger house. So in looking to buy, we saw a property that 2 weeks ago had an offer night. And the price was set, seemed kind of already probably what it should sell for. So we didn't participate in that offer night. And then it didn't sell. There were no offers and it got relisted at a more realistic price. And we were able to just last week go in and purchase that house at $40,000 less than what a comparable property sold for just a week prior. So they're excited, they're happy. We're working with another move-up buyer. And the property that they wanted to buy sold on offer night with 5 offers for more than a recent comparable property sold for. It's the same City of Toronto, but different neighborhoods. Not all neighborhoods are behaving, we'll say, the same way. Some prices are coming down. There's lots of listings to choose from. Other neighborhoods, very few to choose from, and prices are going up. It can be very confusing. It is very confusing for a lot of buyers and sellers. Throw in all the economic things going on and interest rates and government announcements and there's so many different people confused out there right now, buyers and sellers. It's so important in this situation. You are working with a realtor that can help you, that can navigate, that has strategies that are not one strategy fits all situations, but can look at your particular situation, your neighborhood, if it's selling, if it's buying, and develop a strategy that makes sense for what you're looking to accomplish. And again, it's not one strategy for everybody, and the way things were done just 2 months ago are different than the way we need to be doing things now. Who you hire matters. Let's get into the numbers. If you want to speak with me about buying, selling, anything to do with real estate, it's really simple. In the description below this video, there's a link to my calendar. Click on that, book a time that's convenient for you. This way I'll know ahead of time and make sure my schedule's organized so we can talk about whatever's on your mind. So, lots of people are confused. You see it out there, you see it all over the place in Toronto. Let me show you what the effects of all this confusion are on prices. Here's the City of Toronto, broken down by week for a year, just detached properties, and only the City of Toronto. I'm stressing that because there's no Mississauga, there's no York region, there's no Durham region. It's just the City of Toronto. I'm trying to keep these numbers as pure as possible, and it's just detached properties, so there's no townhouses or semis or condos reflected in these prices. So sales went up a little bit from the previous week. We sold 229 detached properties last week in the City of Toronto. The amount of properties selling at $2 million or more went up slightly from the previous week. We sold 82 detached properties at $2 million or more. And average sold price has been going up now for 3 weeks in a row. It's sitting just over $2 million at $2,061,000. All this confusion, when you look at this, it kind of looks like, hey, average sold prices are going way up. So how are we able to buy properties lower than before? Well, you can in a lot of areas. In a lot of areas, you still cannot. But this is all the City of Toronto. Let me break it down a little bit further. I had said this is just the City of Toronto. We don't have any of the other suburbs or the York region or Peel or Durham in here. But even just within Toronto, the numbers are so different. So I've got Central Toronto up here at average sold price over 2.9 million. And we've got East and West Toronto here. West is the orange, East is the burgundy. When we look at overall average sold prices and we break it down further between East, Central, and West, really in the last 2 months, average sold price hasn't really moved. That's what all this confusion is. Some sellers are getting their price and are getting more than the previous house sold for in their neighborhood. Other sellers are not. Some buyers are prepared to pay more. Other buyers have backed off. There's more listings right now, which you'll see, and that's kind of normal. Springtime, we do expect more listing. But the overall effect in the last 2 months, prices have stayed relatively flat when we kind of average it out. Now we can dig deeper. I'm not doing that on this chart, but the different neighborhoods are going to show different results. But overall, when you look at it a little bit further, average sold price, even though you see a lot more volatility in prices week by week in central Toronto because of the lion's share of the luxury properties. But east and west, that just doesn't have that share of luxury properties, is relatively flat when you're looking at a 2-month span. So that's kind of the prices have been flat for a little while now, and there's so many people not sure which way this is going to go. That's why I'm saying it's so important to work with somebody, a realtor that is professional and can strategize based on what it is you're looking to accomplish. Getting back to all of the city of Toronto, well, average sold price is 22% higher than what it was last year at this time. Last year we sold 80 properties at $2 million or more. This year 82. So that's relatively, the same there. Looking at median price is 18% higher than what it was last year at this time. When we look at sales, if we go year to date, January 1st to April 13th, we're 19% less sales this year than last year. Sales, again, we're up a little bit from where they were last week. We're way lower if we compare week over week to last year, way lower than what we were selling last year. And of the 29 it sold, 76% sold at list price or more. So properties are still selling at list price or more. 76%, it's not a low number. I mean, 3/4 of properties selling at list price or more. But what we're seeing that's kind of causing a bit of confusion is that a lot of properties are not selling the first time, and they're being relisted, and the second time the sellers are getting where the price needs to be, and those are selling at list price. When we look at listings, well, we're way down from last week. We're like 100 listings less than what we listed last week. We listed 380. Overall, year to date, we're 11% less listings this year than what we were listing last year. And active listings stayed relatively the same at 1,030 active listings for sale in the city of Toronto as of midnight, April 13th. So sales are up slightly, listings came down. Well, that causes a downward effect on months of inventory. Months of inventory now is sitting at 1 month of inventory, slightly lower than what it was the previous week at 1.1, and average days on market is sitting at 11. Let's look at the months of inventory for West Toronto. It came up a little bit to 0.9. Average sold price for West Toronto is 26% higher than what it was last year, and median price is 25% higher. And we can see the last couple of months, you've got the one crazy week right here that came way down, but overall, average sold price has been relatively the same for the last couple months. Here, Central Toronto, a little bit more volatile because of the lion's share, but average sold price is pretty much the same. But the market got a little bit tighter. Months of inventory is now sitting at 1.5 in Central Toronto. And average sold price is 19% higher than last year. Median price is 9% higher than what it was a year ago. And in Central Toronto, 63% of properties are selling at list price or more. And then we have East Toronto. We do a lot more volume in East Toronto than Central and West Toronto. Well, East Toronto months of inventory is 0.7. 83% of those properties there are selling at list price or more. And average sold price is 21% higher than last year. Median price is 22% higher. Quick snapshot of semis. Average sold price overall for the last few months is also semis pretty steady. Months of inventory is very low at 0.6. 76% are selling at list price or more. Average sold price is 15% higher than last year, and median price is 6% higher than last year. Snapshot of townhouses, same thing for months of inventory. It's sitting at 0.6, which is lower than what it was last week. Only 34 townhouses were sold last week, and we just don't do a lot of freehold townhouse sales in the city of Toronto lately. 65% sold at list price or more. Average sold price is 10% higher than last year, and median price is 14% higher than last year. Let's look at condos. Sales have been coming down now for over a month, every single week. We sold 361 condos last week. 55 were at $1 million or more. Average sold price did shoot up from the previous week. It's now at $847,000. And condos is, it's had a great run since December, shooting way up. And it kind of looks like it's tapering down a little bit, but it's not drastic. But sales has been coming down. Well, the average sold price right now is sitting at 16% higher than last year's average sold price. And when you compare condos selling at $1 million or more, it's relatively the same. This year we sold 55. Last year we sold 54. So, take the luxury condos out, you're really looking at a 16% increase in average sold prices. Median price is also 16% higher than what it was last year. And you can see that the median price over the span of 2 months has stayed, it's almost a straight line here. It looks like it's come down now. It's come up again a little bit. So 750 really is a true reflection of the median price of condos. Of the 361 that sold, 75% sold at list price or more. Overall, year to date, condo sales are 17% less this year than what they were last year. Listings is almost the same. We're 0.6% less this year than what we were listing last year. And we listed 809, a little bit less than the previous week, but active listings have shot way up. 1,876 active listings, and the effect on months of inventory is now, the months of inventory is a little bit up from the previous week, sitting at 1.2 months of inventory. As months of inventory goes up, we will see prices start to decline a bit there. That's what's happening with the Toronto real estate numbers for week ending April 13th. Lots of people are confused, and the force is, it's kind of like a teeter-totter. So far it's been keeping prices relatively steady, and for a lot of people that's confusing because sellers are always expecting prices to go up. Buyers prefer prices come down, and you've got these forces. We're not sure which way it's going to go, but so far it has been pretty steady for the last couple of months. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.